Today on the Topping Show, Elon Musk on Germany carrying the entire European Union, Matt Gaetz won't return to Congress in 2025 and hints at a governor run, Rosie O'Donnell continues to break down after Trump victory and goes viral on social media, Jersey Mike's is sold for $8 billion to a private equity investment firm, McDonald's to officially debut their dollar menu into 2025, and Jaguar copy nothing rebrand continues to flop epically. All of that and much more on the Topping Show. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's Musey, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, still giving away a free Flamethrower with every IT purchase. Yes, it does come with a Picatinny rail adapter, so you can mount it to a standard AR-15, like all awesome accessories can be. Go to toppingtechnologies.com and click the Flamethrower button to learn more. Lastly, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now going over to the business part of the podcast, you have Jersey Mike's sold for $8 billion. And spoiler alert, it's a big private equity firm that you already know, and I was going to say, no one really loves. Now, this comes to us thanks to Arizona News Company. It actually says Arizona Family is the company name, interestingly enough. And it's reposted by the Associated Press. They say, quote, Jersey Mike's sandwich chain acquired for $8 billion, which quite a pretty penny. And it's being sold to Blackstone, which, yep, another private equity firm that owns darn near everything we know. Now, they say in the transaction announced, the private equity funds managed by Blackstone will be used to acquire majority ownership of Jersey Mike's. Now, of course, they're going to say this. The deal is, quote, intended to enable Jersey Mike's to accelerate its expansion across and beyond the U.S. market, as well as aid in ongoing technological advancements. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Or it's just because Blackstone wants to increase their, money and market share, and the founder wants to make a pretty penny. Maybe both is true. Now let's go. Blackstone and Jersey Mike's did not immediately disclose the financial terms. However, a source familiar with the matter, later confirmed by the Associated Press, said that the deal would value Jersey Mike's around $8 billion. The acquisition of the private company is expected to close in early 2025, subject to regulatory approvals and other closing conditions. Now, this is the interesting part. Under the terms of the agreement, Jersey Mike's founder and CEO Peter Concro will continue to lead the business and maintains a, quote, significant equity stake in the company. Both companies did say. Yes, but the big part is significant. Yeah, that's not very quantifiable at all. Well, I guess it is in one regard. It ain't 51%. Again, a majority, the controlling share, is now Blackstone. So pretty much all decisions for the company is going to have to get the approval of the new parent company, the new owner. Now, final business facts about the business. They say that, quote, Jersey Mike's roots back to 1956 with a Point Pleasant, New Jersey storefront location that was originally called Mike's Subs. In 1975, Concro, then a 17-year-old high school senior who had worked there since he was 14, bought the operation with the help of his football coach. The chain expanded rapidly over the past decade, more than tripling its locations. Wow, from 857 stores in 2014 to more than 2,800 stores this year, according to Technomatic, a restaurant consulting company. Now, even more impressive is the revenue, which, again, revenue isn't profit, but still, who would have thought it was a billion-dollar business, subs? Now, they say, quote, Jersey Mike's posted sales of $3.3 billion in 2023, which is up 25% prior the year before. It is also the 30th largest chain in the U.S. on annual sales alone, which is pretty impressive as well. Now, going back to what the companies are saying, Blackstone is saying, quote, we believe that we're still in the early innings of Jersey Mike's growth story and that Blackstone is the right partner to help us reach even greater heights. Well, that's actually from the CEO, Mike Concro. Or he just wants an awesome payout as well. Both can be true. And Blackstone added, and that Blackstone had, quote, had helped drive the success of some of the most iconic franchise businesses globally, unquote. Which, yeah, we'll see if it's a good long-term partnership. But yeah, a lot of people get they're pretty skeptical when it comes to private equity companies. I mean, shoot, just on the wall alone in terms of defunct businesses, Toys R Us was famously bought out by private equity, and then it was subsequently, just nosedived to the ground and went through bankruptcy. So a lot of people get concerned when private equity gets involved. I mean, it does seem to have a good growth trajectory. Maybe they'll be able to rival Subway, which actually Subway earlier this year was also family owned. They also sold out to private equity. It's actually now the same company that owns Subway owns, was it the Cinnabon, which is why you see that. I don't know why you want this, but there's like a dollar, not a dollar, they wish, a 1 foot long donut, which I think maybe it's a churro, who knows? But it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Jersey Mike's, I'm sure it's good. I don't think I've been there in over a decade, but let me know in the comments. When's the last time you actually saw Jersey Mike's? Were you impressed with them? I mean, they've gone pretty viral past couple years with a couple endorsements, celebrities, and well, shoot, I always think it was kind of hilarious. They did the Danny DeVito, endorsement, not endorsement, but the commercials. It was such a lost business opportunity where, I mean, a lot of people know Danny DeVito, not just, his great acting on silver screen, but I mean, he's iconic from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where, I mean, one of the big jokes in the show is him and Charlie eat cat food because, well, they just live in pretty much a dilapidated home. They think they have to. And I just thought it'd be so much funnier if they had a commercial with Danny DeVito. Granted, they'd have to pay royalties to It's Always Sunny, but somehow incorporate him being like upset at the restaurant, be like, "What do you mean there's no cat food?" or something like that. I mean, the fact that they didn't incorporate that into the marketing campaign is so, I don't know, such a lost opportunity. But let me know, have you been impressed with their quality? Have you gotten more subs lately? And do you think this will be a good development for the company? Or, I mean, do you think it can just spell disaster? Let me know what your thoughts are, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Other interesting business news, you have McDonald's to officially re-debut their dollar menu into 2024 and beyond, which actually make that 2025. Now this comes to us thanks to USA Today. Pull it up here, which you can see some of those. Well, they don't look that good in real life, of course, but that's the funny thing about marketing and fast food. Never quite look like they do how they do in the commercials. Now they say, quote, McDonald's is bringing back its $1 items as part of a new 2025 value menu. The menu includes $1 items and BOGO deals, which interesting acronym. Here you can see they've got, a hamburger, a burrito of some kind, chickens, or a derivative of a chicken and McNugget. Yeah, French fries, and some sort of sausage with English muffins or something like that. Now, this also comes to us thanks to Joseph Lammer, who's a writer over there, in which he says, quote, McDonald's is doubling down on value in 2025 as it continues to entice cost-conscientious diners. On November 22nd, McDonald's announced it will introduce the McValue, an overhaul of its value menu. Its restaurants across the U.S. starting January 7, 2025. The menu will be available in restaurants and via the McDonald's app. Now, they say the McValue menu will include a $5 meal deal, the Golden Arches limited time meal that first dropped June 25th and has been repeatedly extended due to the popularity with customers. The McValue menu will also include in-app offers, local food and drink deals, and a brand new buy one, add one for $1. Say that 12 times in a row. On favorite items for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Joe Erlinger, the president of McDonald's USA, said in a news release that the chain worked closely with franchisees to construct the menu in which they can give customers more ways to save money at the chain. The new menu will come after a year of value wars, the trend of quick service restaurants around the country trying to attract thrifty diners with low-cost meals and deals galore. Here you can see some of that McMenu right here, or what they call this, McValue. Let's see. I mean, is it really worth $1 to buy extra salty French fries? Well, maybe perhaps. My friends who eat at McDonald's tell me that's the only good thing there. But yeah, you could add one of those things just for $1. Now, they say the McDonald's buy one, add one for $1 offer. In the new year, customers will be able to mix and match items to create their own personalized deals. Dubbed again, I don't know who's in charge of their marketing for this. It's a good idea to attract consumers. The concept of this, I don't know. Does it sound good? Does it sound good to you? The dubbed buy one, add one for $1. I don't know. To me, it sounds too complex to say. Should have been a little bit simpler, but nevertheless, visitors can purchase one fully priced menu from the McValue menu and add another item for simply $1. They say the McValue breakfast will include a sausage McMuffin, a sausage biscuit, a sausage burrito, and hash browns. The McValue lunch or dinner, those menu items include a 6-piece chicken McNuggets, a double cheeseburger, what is this, a McChicken, and a small fries. There you can see a close-up of, well, an artist rendition of the food. It doesn't look that good in real life. And it's funny because Again, this is only possible because it's being heavily subsidized by the suppliers, including Coca-Cola. Because again, thanks to inflation and government regulation and cost of operation, there's no way they're making a profit on selling this for $5. So it is funny. You also have the Coca-Cola logo is just as big, if not bigger, than the McDonald's logo in this little picture you see on the screen here. Now, they also say that McDonald's has extended its $5 meal deals through next summer as part of its McValue menu. The deal includes 4 items: the choice of McChicken or McDouble, 4-piece nuggets, fries, or drink. Corey Watson, the National Valley Chair for 2025 and McDonald's owner and operator, added that the incoming local deals will include special discount pricing on fan favorite items to unique meal bundles. He says, quote, "We have great value for everyone, whether you're a party of one or feeding a whole family." Which, we'll see about that. And again, in the short term, this might be a good idea. You'll get some people who want to spend only $5. Well, don't get the extortion. I mean, the sales tax on top of that. But I mean, shoot, no one needs fast food if you're not. I mean, you can always pack a cooler, just go to Walmart, get some cheap groceries there, and prepare. But if you're not someone who prepares, or you're in a jam and you want to get something quick and simple, maybe $5 would be good for it. And then, of course, this one little extra dollar will help out as well. But at the end of the day, I wonder, how long can they sustain this? I mean, this also, remember, McDonald's committed $100 million basically to marketing to buy back customers after the E. coli outbreak, which again, part of that $100 million is going to directly fast food or the franchisee owners, operators. It's not directly into consumers, but about $30 million of that is going to consumers with initiatives and advertising such as this. So all this is I think it's very effective at attracting short-term customers. Now, the real question is, will they be able to retain these customers when they have to change the pricing? I mean, fast food, just the category, is in a rough spot right now. You have record high inflation. You have record amounts of government bureaucracy. I mean, shoot, California thought it was prudent, and again, you get what you vote for. But, and again, I know this is business, but one of those things where business, politics, all kind of comes together, and culture. Well, people in California thought it'd be a brilliant idea to vote to say, all right, if you're working fast food, minimum wage should be $20 an hour. We subsequently lost about 10,000 jobs, as well as cost the price of the fast food to just skyrocket, in some cases doubling or more. So, I mean, fast food used to be cheap, convenient, and fast. It used to be all those things. It was back in my day when I was a kid. However, it really isn't that cheap anymore. I mean, we went viral pretty much all 2024, people spending $30, $40, $50 on a meal at McDonald's. And again, they're not alone. Wendy's, I had a friend who go there, and it's just him, his girlfriend, and the daughter. I mean, basically a family of 3. They spend about $42 at Wendy's. I mean, back in my day, back in the 2000, 1990 years era, you can buy the whole store for that much. I mean, I'm only partially exaggerating, but the inflation has gotten that bad, so the category's in trouble. Even if you automate the hell out of these stores, where you get to the point where, again, there's a lot of speculation, there's a lot of research development going into tech in fast food. A lot of these places start to automate the things like ordering at the drive-thru, using AI voice prompts for that, which, well, shoot, maybe then the orders will be accurate and concise and real. And shoot, back in my day, it was a joke trying to order anything through a drive-thru because they wouldn't understand a tenth of what you were saying. And even if they did, the odds of them getting your order right were approximately 0.000725%, about. But I mean, even if you do all that, can you really have this price point extend into Q3, Q4, 2025 and beyond? I mean, unless you have massive deflation, which is pretty rare, which would bolster the value of a dollar, I don't see how it's conceivable. So I'm sure this is going to be an effective marketing campaign. It'll gain some customers. Will customers actually be long-term customers, or will they just go to whatever company is willing to do a loss leader and to attract their business? So I'm pretty skeptical in terms of the long-term sustainability of these plans. Great, I suppose it's a good value for the consumers in the short term. And again, many fast food companies are doing this to try to get those customers back. But, and let me know in the comments. I mean, bang for your buck, would you rather spend a couple dollars more to go to something like Jersey Mike's, or what else is out there? Five Guys, or I think Jimmy John's is still in business, or maybe the Burger King, who became Canadian a couple years ago, interestingly enough, which makes sense because it's a king. But let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Now, going over to the cultural podcast, you have Elon Musk on Germany basically carrying the entire EU on their shoulders. Now, this comes to us thanks to actually Benny Johnson, or sorry, here, little typo there. It comes from Elon Musk himself on the good old X Twitter, which Elon has a little infographic of the EU. He says, quote, "Wow, Germany carries a lot of the cost of the EU." And there's a little infographic. It says, quote, "Which countries in the EU are EU contributors and beneficiaries? This is the net contributions to the EU budget, member by state, 2021, in millions of euros, which, talk about a waste of money, Germany. Germany wasted 25,572 million euros to the European Union, which is pretty pathetic and weak when you think of how Germany, I mean, how pathetic are you? You're basically carrying the whole continent on your shoulders. What benefit does Germany get? They're basically neutered and said, oh yeah, you can't make the Porsche Cayman anymore because cybersecurity emissions reasons. You have to make more, Germany, the most profitable things you make, I mean, Volkswagen famously headquartered out there, which again, the Volkswagen portfolio, Volkswagen, the company, owns Lamborghini, Porsche, Bugatti, Ducati. They do a lot of cool things, and the European Union is saying, oh, no, you can't do that. Oh yeah, you can't have your own gas. You can't gas. No, you need to can't process. Can't drill locally for gas. You have to buy from Russia. How'd that turn out for them? Yeah, so Europe is overall pretty pathetic in terms of global government or one big bad government. You also have France contributed, which interestingly enough, France did something. I was pretty shocked. Not only did they generate money with products or services, but they had money to give to the EU, which I'm only joking. France's contributions to the global history is many. They invented the bikini, headquarters of Bugatti, Bugatti, and I'm sure there's a third thing. I just don't think Americans know or care. I guess they have baguettes. What is France known for? A lot of research, development, innovation. No, not so much. Let me know in the comments. You have the Netherlands coming in at, again, look at the discrepancy. So Germany is 25.5. Again, that's million. So that's 25.5. Geez, 25,572, and that's in millions. Then you got France at 12,380. The Netherlands at 6,000. Italy at 3,300. Sweden at 2,000. Denmark 1,000. Austria, which, I mean, Austria makes good pistols. I'll give them that much. They got 1,540. And a couple cars with the Supra being made there. Finland at 1,009. Ireland at 703. And you got all these losers. And by losers, I mean people who actually cost the EU money. They don't give money, they actually just take it. Which, that's a little pathetic. Although Poland is based, they're leeching off the EU pretty bad. They're the worst offender at negative 11,910. Again, it's all millions, or monopoly money known as euros. Greece is almost as bad at 4,000 negative. Hungary's negative 4,000. Romania's negative 4,000. Portugal, negative 3,000. Belgium, a little pathetic. Belgium, you make great waffles and exceptional firearms, with FN Herschel being located there. That's negative 2,950. Czech Republic, negative 2,853. Luxembourg, still around, huh? Negative 2,000. Spain, negative 2,000 about. Croatia, negative 1,700. Bulgaria. So, majority of them basically just taking resources. Now, readers added context said this needed to be looked for per capita. Germany has 84.4 million inhabitants. France has 68 million. Netherlands has 17 million. Still, though, they're still contributing a lot more. Which, yeah, if you're a German citizen, how pissed would you be? You're working all this hard, and the government's stealing your money and giving it to all these other countries. Which I'm not sure how much cross trading or cross business synergy there is between these companies or between these countries. And this report probably got 53.7 million views, as well as, how many is this? 237,000 likes. I can't but think how many Americans would be irate if they realized how much the U.S. was stealing from American citizens, give to useless things like, the United Nations, which, interestingly enough, is part of the antithesis to a lot of the values that we hold dear as they try to disarm other countries, but I partially digress. Now, one of the first comments comes from Valentino Gomez, who says, quote, hashtag Robert the Beck locked up a father for posting a meme in Germany. Free speech is dying in Europe, getting 6.7 thousand likes. True. Which, that's pretty pathetic when you're arresting people and throwing them in jail for memes and you're letting out child abusers, which is happening in Europe. That's how, and where are those Brits? The UK? Yeah, I don't know why we do so much business with countries that do not hold our values, especially when they're getting the better half of the deals. Email Chong says, quote, Poland just takes and takes, and then brags about being the greatest power in Europe. It's actually kind of funny. Germany, on the other hand, gives away so much to the detriment of its own people, getting 1.4 thousand likes. Radio Geneva says the EU hates Europeans, getting 18,000 likes. Oh, I thought I could make it 19,000, but no, not really. Did like it, though. Someone by the name of Who says agrees, says retired people should be completely tax exempt. They have already paid their dues, getting 7.5 thousand likes. Oh, let's see. Taja says Germany pays off a lot of the EU's costs because this is the strongest economy in the Union. Its contributions are based on so much of other country earns. and Germany makes a lot, plus Germany benefits from the EU. In terms of trade and stability, I don't think Germany needs help from the EU for trade and stability. When you look at the top trading partners of the EU, and specifically Germany, the U.S. is one of the biggest benefactors. We work with them quite a bit. I mean, it's cliche. I talk about Porsches a lot because, someday I aspire to own one of these days. Though I love my Honda Civic SI with the stick shift. I think it's awesome. Although a little depressing when you're driving a straightaway. But I partially digress. They also have some of the largest manufacturing engineering companies over there. I think Siemens is one of the most largest famous ones. And I'm pretty sure they're over there. But yeah, what does the EU really do for them? What is the benefit? Really? She did get 7.3 thousand likes, though, and do you have a contrarian comment? Naomi Seabeat says we carry the most amount of guilt, getting 1.3 thousand likes. Tarek says, Dear Elon, here's a list of all the taxes we have, which actually is kind of pathetic when you think of how weak the people are that they haven't revolted over this. But here's a list of taxes in the EU. Income tax, wealth tax, capital gains tax, corporate tax, church tax, solidarity tax, sales tax, import tax, property tax, inheritance tax, gift tax, real estate transfer tax, motor vehicle tax, insurance tax, aviation tax, energy tax, electricity tax, tobacco tax, beer tax, spirits tax, coffee tax, intermediate products tax, sparkling wine tax, dog tax, entertainment tax, fire protection tax, gambling and lottery tax, casino tax, second home tax, beverage tax, custom duties, CO2 tax, plastics tax, EEG tax, KWIK tax, offshore grid fee again, artist social security tax, highway tolls, gamma fees, broadcasting fees, sewage fees, garbage fees, water withdrawal fees. Got 2.7 thousand likes for that comment. And yeah, I always tell people, if Americans are really proficient at math, and we actually looked at, of every dollar we earn, how much we get to keep versus how much the government steals from us, there'd be a revolution tomorrow because it's well above 50%. I mean, if you're in the top income tax, the government steals 40% of your income right off the top. Then some states steal up to 13%. Then again, you have sales tax, property tax, electricity, telecom tax, electricity tax, inheritance tax, capital gains tax, gasoline is taxed, alcohol is special taxed, tobacco is a special tax. It's ridiculous. I mean, I really hope Doge with Elon and Vivek can just trim a bunch of fat from the government and get rid of all these disgusting taxes. Gina Jill says, European countries also need a nationalist leader like Trump and a patriot like Elon. I got 5.3 thousand likes. K1013, interesting name, says, fascinating. What's up with Poland getting 1.7 thousand likes? Which, that's a good question. Now I'm kind of curious. What's the biggest export of Poland? Like, what do they do? I should know this. I got something from there way back. What are Poland's top 10 exports? Let's see. And this is from Grok, the AI from let's see here. The AI from Google. Well, not Google. The antithesis of Google, X Twitter. I don't know how it's possible. Cars? Really? Cars are made in Poland. I didn't know that. That's 2% of their total exports. Automobile parts, that's a big part of the company. Electronic storage batteries, 3.4%. Seats, including barber and dentist chairs. Would have not guessed that. Miscellaneous furniture, trucks, computers, including optical readers, TV receivers, monitors, and projectors, made up 1.5% of their exports. Cigars, cigarettes, cigarellos, that's at 1.3%. Turbojets, interesting. That's a lot of knickknacks. Interesting. But yeah, in terms of the economy, I want to invest in there anytime. I don't know. They always say buy low, sell high. Maybe you should invest there now. I don't know. Not financial advice. Going down more and more. What's this? Visa Grid 24 says caveat. It says money flows from east to west. The money from Western European companies generate from investments made in Eastern Europe outweighs the amount of money sent to East via EU budget. This is graphs from Poland, Hungary, Czech Republic, and Slovakia. And the green is net flow of EU transfers, and the red is net outflow of profits and other property incomes. Interesting, with that being higher. Adam Lewinsky says, quote, what's even worse is that Germany is currently being flooded with massive waves of violent and low IQ people who are going to be a net drain to society, getting 12,000 likes, which, yeah, we've seen that across the globe in terms of massive migration and illegal aliens going across the globe with little scrutiny in terms of background checks. So in the U.S., we're seeing a lot of them are statistically not just breaking the law in terms of crossing the border illegally, but a lot of them are murderers, abuses of people who abuse women as well as children, try to keep the vernacular moderately family-friendly on a show here. Scrolling down more and more. Let's see. There's a couple contrarian comments, but not too many. A lot of people say make America great again or make Europe great again. Yeah, I've seen overall pretty much critiquing it. Lance Foreman says it's only a matter of time before the euro collapses, getting 175 likes, which that'd be nice. That'd be kind of nice. The less big government, the better. Gurus says, well, the Dutch with 18 million people third doesn't seem equal to me, getting 500 or 852. Stella says, what about what are the Germans getting out of this tax? Getting out of all their tax dollars, just getting taken advantage of by migrants. Well, the R word by migrants. Yeah, 529 likes, which yeah, was it Germany and was it Kiev won this year? I think yeah, they actually arrested a gal for posting a meme about an illegal, but she was abused and yeah, she was put. So they illegal abused her, keep it a meme, and they put her in jail, which shows the priorities of the government over there. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to see Germany carry the everyone on their shoulders. Let's see here. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how long. I mean, why does Germany allow them to dictate anything they do is beyond me. Especially, again, they might kill some of those profitable, fun products that they came in. Obviously, I'm gonna agree. That's like the entry level Porsche to get into. Which again, entry level is still starting at $72,000, which is a ridiculous amount of money. I mean, shoot, my Honda was sub 30 when I bought it, and yeah, it's an astronomical high. But that being said, it's $40,000 less than the Porsche 911. So hopefully they, get rid of all these EU mandates and all these emissions stuff. Well, but yeah, let me know. How long do you think Germany will allow basically the whole continent to be carried upon their shoulders? Do you think they'll ever do anything? And I mean, will the German citizens ever revolt and say, hey, why am I paying so many my tax dollars? Or well, okay, I was about to say I forgot what kind of currency they have. They just call them euros over there. Why are so many of my monopoly money euros going to these other countries? Let me know your thoughts are, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Other interesting cultural news, you have Rosie O'Donnell react to Trump winning as she continues to go downhill. Now this comes to us thanks to Benny Johnson. And, oh dear God, I'm sorry. If you're watching on Rumble or YouTube, I should have given you a visual warning. You now see a picture of Rosie O'Donnell on the screen, which is, yes, viscerally disgusting for anyone who has, I was about to say the privilege of eyesight, perhaps not a privilege in this particular case, but yeah, she's not looking great. And yeah, the Rosie O'Donnell versus Donald Trump rivalry has gone back decades, which one of the most iconic moments in Donald Trump history would be the debate where Megyn Kelly once said, which, yes, I'll attempt to do the Trump impression. It might be the worst you hear all year, but the attempt will be made, where she was saying, oh yeah, you've called women, horrible, disgusting, ugly, fat, ugly. And Trump simply straightens the microphone his tie and goes, only Rosie O'Donnell, which the crowd erupted in a fervor. The crowd was the greatest. They all loved it. The neocons lost that day. The boring ones never heard of Jeb Bush again. He should be hiding in a bush. It'd be a lot better for the pictures. But I only partially digress. And I think that's why you don't have a lot of live audiences with debates anymore, because, again, Trump would look too good. Now, yeah, Benny Johnson says, quote, let's check in on Rosie O'Donnell 2 weeks after the election, which, yes, is a couple days old. Which, again, she's worth presumably lots of money. She's worked, throughout her career. I don't know. Yeah, I'm granted, I am, of course, a fashion aficionado. I pick the one suit out. It looks perfect. I wear it every time. But I don't know who picked out those glasses for her, but the glass, the rims on the glasses are about 12 feet wide. I'm only partially exaggerating. And they don't compliment her at all, which very few things could. But if you had all the money in the world, I'm sure you could find some way to compliment your current looks. And yeah, for a second I thought it was Lord Voldemort for Harry Potter or something like that. But no, it is Rosie O'Donnell, which, again, I apologize. You're going to have to hear her speak, which, again, that might be viscerally, might be very uncomfortable for your earballs, so to say. So you have been warned. This is Rosie O'Donnell, which, yeah.
Totally Julie Andrews. That is 100% Julie Andrews. She has the scar right there on the back. Oh my God, this is the best moment of the last freaking 14 days or whatever number we're on. Please, everyone, believe. You know what? Julie Andrews lives. TikTok, you don't stop. Totally.
Never heard someone sound more sad than life. You hear that?
Totally.
Oh, what was that? The TikTok? Is that a rap song?
You know what? Julie Andrews lives. TikTok, you don't stop.
Jesus. Trump derangement syndrome. Perhaps the very first person diagnosed with Trump derangement syndrome Can't help but think prayers and push-ups would fix most things in Rosie O'Donnell's life. That might very well be the prescription for such an ailment. And yep, she went pretty viral. Got 4.1 million views as well as 22,000 likes. With one of the first comments coming from Based Electrician, who says, quote, "She's deteriorating more rapidly than we ever could have anticipated." Which got 1.5 thousand likes for that. It's just a screenshot of her attempting to speak, which she does look awkward in that picture. That being said, you could screenshot any video, you'll find an awkward frame. Some there's a higher quantity than others. Just shoot, look at my videos. I'm not going to diss her on the expression on her face, but yeah, I mean, what kind of t-shirt is that? I don't know. I mean, she's got copious amounts of capital to invest in her physical appearance, and she appears to not, just continues to break down. And yeah, I mean, if Trump were to see that picture, he might be say something of, "She reminds me of Indiana Jones, it's the part where the guy just Ron Chalice deteriorated before our eyes. That's what happened with Rosie. Her skin is deteriorating, her hair is going out, and it's not looking good." Which he probably say that. Now, going back to the comments, you also have Chuck Costello saying, quote, "Rosie looking rough, getting 3.1 thousand likes." Thick Eggshell says, "I'm generally starting to feel bad for this woman. These people are seriously needing help," getting 92 likes. Oil London says, quote, "She's not coping well. TDS level 10, getting 492 likes. 493 now. Wall Street Maverick says, "Still wreck," getting 1.2 thousand likes. Livercrap Media TM says, quote, "This saying exists because of her." I'm going to say meme or meme if you want to be fancy. Says, "Leftism is a mental disorder," getting 715 likes, which, yeah, the amount of people who have a disproportionate percentage of their brain and personality and just hating Trump is ridiculous. It's just, I mean, talk about a waste of time to, I mean, that's for anyone to just have a breakdown of just anguish and hate for someone, to have a disproportionate amount of your time and energy invested in that is just such a lost opportunity for things you could be doing in life. It's just ridiculous. America Papa Bear says, quote, "Oh, she is not doing okay," getting 505 likes. AKA says she's lost it, getting 1.2 thousand likes. Mark says, "The face of a stage 4 Trump derangement syndrome." It's another picture of Rosie getting 2.4 thousand likes. Let's see. Amit Shah parody account says, "It's unreal." And I forget, I mean, it was iconic back in the 2016 election. We had the gal, well, was legally an adult, but mentally a child, like most leftists. Well, redundant. I was about to say she has short hair, glasses, and beanie. Yeah, I know it's redundant. Didn't need to say that necessarily. But she also had to highlight like like a uniform of someone who's working on the road, like a safety vest. And when Trump won and was sworn in, she broke down her knees and cried and apologized in true childish fashion form. Now, a lot of people are saying this new gal is the 2.0 reiteration of that. And yeah, spoiler alert, it's a crazy leftist woman breaking down. And it's only about 15 seconds, but we'll get through it together. Let's see what she has to say. Maybe she'll surprise us with her eloquence and articulation of what are the specific policies in which she does not agree with Donald Trump. And maybe she says, well, here's 3 policies that are exceptionally well that I believe Kamala Harris would implement if she were to continue leading the country. And probably not. Let's hear what she has to say.
"I'm sorry. No! Why? Why? Do you really hate me that bad? I'm sorry. No! Why? Why? Do you really hate me that bad?"
Oh, and of course, looks like she's a nurse as well, which should be quite concerning. It should be concerning as well. Imagine having to depend on her in any way for your health needs. I got 174 likes. Going down more and more, you have Money Savvy. Oh, interesting, long name. Money Savvy Ultra MAGA. Perhaps a Trump financial advisor, maybe. Says, "MAGA Patriots, I need your help. My wife said no adult relations until I hit 5 million impressions. Help a brother out." It's a Facebook post that says, "March safe today from a Kamala presidency." It hit 847 likes, but only 69,000 impressions, which maybe the wife will go for that. Janice Clark says, "Let's stop checking in on these idiots and just say we did. I'm sick of seeing their faces and hearing their BS rhetoric," getting 699 likes. Let's see. Not seeing any contrarian statements thus far. Oh, jeez. There's someone who's copiously overweight, just look like they're lying down on a rock outside. It says, is from Freaky Squid, profile name. He says, Rosie O'Donnell came out of her den and saw her shadow, which means 4 more years of Trump, getting 2.8 thousand likes. Scrolling down more and more. Gas Strings America First says, or it's a ambulance and says emergency TDS treatment getting 49 likes. Scrolling down more and more. Not seeing anyone sticking up for Rosie O'Donnell lately. I'm sure there's some of them. Let's see here. Just some more videos of Rosie breaking down. So yeah, not looking great. And shoot, maybe she'll be moving to Europe like a lot of these leftist celebrities who incidentally may or may not be associated with Diddy. I mean, maybe she'll leave. They all say they're going to leave. I think one of them actually did. But yeah, not looking great, Rosie. Definitely obsessing your whole life over adversary in that regard. Definitely hasn't seemed to be doing well for her mentally or physically. And let me know, do you think culturally is she even relevant anymore? When was the last time she was even in something we recognize? Let me know what your thoughts are, because as always, be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Going over to the political part podcast, you have Matt Gaetz saying he will not return to Congress in 2025 and hinting at maybe a run for Florida governor. Now, this comes with thanks to Benny Johnson in his actually interview with Charlie Kirk. Now, Benny says, actually, he doesn't say anything, he just quotes Gaetz. So in this case, just go ahead and have Matt say it straight from the horse's mouth, so to say. And like all gentlemen, he'd, of course, suit up. Although, I don't know why he looks awkward in this video.
So, Matt, I now have to ask about...
Those glasses are terrible, Matt. It was like Rachel... Is he trying to steal from Rachel Maddow's wardrobe? Did he? In terms of marketing, F-, Matt. He's had some good puns throughout the years, and he's pro 2A, so I appreciate that, of course. And he actually did introduce a bill for term limits for folks in government, which, very rare. Interestingly enough, teamed up with the AOC. I thought that was a good idea, but unfortunately it went nowhere. But, yeah, come on. Where are those frames coming from?
About just what your plans are, and it's okay if you have to, punt on it because you might not know. It's important to know you resigned from this Congress, not the next Congress. Our audience is 100% behind Matt Gaetz, by the way. They are very, very upset that you were not able to get all the way to Attorney General. I have to ask, what is next for Matt Gaetz?
I'm still going to be in the fight, but it's going to be from a new perch. I do not intend to join the 119th Congress. There are a number of fantastic Floridians who've stepped up to run for my seat, people who have inspired with their heroism, with their public service. And I'm actually excited to see Northwest Florida go to new heights and have great representation. Charlie, I've been in an elected office for 14 years. I first got elected to the state house when I was 26 years old, and I'm 42 now. And I've got some other goals in life that I'm eager to pursue with my wife and my family. And so I'm going to be fighting for President Trump. I'm going to be doing whatever he asks of me, as I always have. But I think that 8 years is probably enough time in the United States Congress. In Florida, our voters got to vote on term limits for state government, and the campaign was 8 is enough. And so you can only do 8 years in the Florida House of Representatives. And so it seems like a pretty poetic time to allow that great new blood to come in, to allow my district to have high quality representation. And don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not taking off for a tropical excursion for the rest of my life. I am here to help save this country. And one thing the great patriots at Turning Point know, we need people at every level. We need brilliant lawyers on the outside. We need tough congressmen and congresswomen on the inside. We need a leadership structure under President Trump that's going to allow for durability of our movement and the ability to continue this great realignment of our politics. And so I'll play a part in that. I plan to be a big voice, but maybe not as an elected.
And this is why I never do interviews over the internets, because they usually suck. That voice, it almost sounded like a voice modulator from a bastardized, what is it? Not the Atari 2600, there's another famous competitor. The ColecoVision had a little adapter from Mattel, I believe, where you could have it say things. Voice modulator. It was very innovative at the time. That interview sounded about it like that. And the frames, they drop more than some type of sports ball athlete who's known for dropping balls. Terrible quality. I understood kind of what he was saying, because I again, I'm not sure why he's acquiescing from this opportunity. I mean, he was getting a lot of critique, don't get me wrong, but there's also a lot of people rooting for him. And I will speculate, did Trump ask him to bow out because he'd be too much of a lightning rod for publicity or negativity? That being said, I don't think Trump, at this point, Trump should give a damn about any of those things, just full forward, fix our country. But yeah, I know a lot of folks and a couple of my friends who, a couple of friends thought he was too bombastic, too arrogant. His personality definitely isn't for everyone, and he's got some stains on his career like everyone does. But I mean, in terms of the main allegations against him, against his misconduct, I mean, the DOJ did an investigation, and they didn't find enough to actually prosecute him. So there are people saying maybe that's why he's dropped out. A lot of people are saying, well, maybe the DOJ they claimed they didn't have it, but maybe they did. Like, there's a lot of speculation. But to me, it's really rare I mean, it's cliche to say I want to spend more time with my family. You see this from the private sector. When CEOs step down from businesses, they always have that cliche where I would actually respect them more if they just said, I messed up, they're kicking me out. No one would ever say that. I know it's not prudent, no one would, but I respect them a little bit more if they're that blunt. And again, Matt later tweets a picture of Florida, make speculations brewing there. Maybe Trump points DeSantis to something and opens it up for Matt Gaetz. There's a lot of speculation, but yeah, a lot of people are disappointed that Matt actually dropped out. Now, one of the first comments actually confirming that says, AKA simply never stop fighting, getting 71 likes. We do have a contrarian statement from Franklin, the weird leftist who is one of the white dudes for Harris, I can't help but think. But, I looked at his profile. He's a leftist, so I follow him because, again, echo chambers get a little bit boring. But I say it's weird because his name is Franklin, but he shows for the Democrats or leftists, and his profile picture is an animated girl, which, yeah. And now he actually did a post of, I forget it's a very famous painting that is used in every meme for like the past 5 years. We have the giant ripped African American bicep and the Caucasian bicep. Maybe it's supposed to be a parody of the Predator handshake between Arnold Schwarzenegger. And the two biceps are labeled Diddy and Matt Gaetz and says, who were at the parties. Now, it was not liked. Like literally, no one liked that. Statistically speaking, my videos last week got infinitely more likes than Franklin. Because technically one is infinitely greater than 0, but I partially jest. But Franklin, again, contrarian, that's why I follow him, so you get some contrarian statements. And no one liked it, but that is a statement. Although, when it comes to those Diddy parties, it's fascinating to see all the leftist celebrities say, oh yeah, now we're going to leave the country. Why is that? All your opportunity for your careers is in Hollywood, where you made a majority of your revenue, that's where your assets are. What would compel you to leave when the country is just going to get lower, I mean, speculative, better business environments, lower taxes? What would inspire you to leave? Now, going down to other comments, you have Ginny PLV saying, because your geniuses spent 2 weeks smearing someone, patting ourselves in the back, thinking you won your little smear campaign. Congrats, but here's the kicker. Trump needs is an, grammar be damned. I want to read it exactly as this individual typed it. Trump needs is be an AG to get confirmed, and guess what? Gaetz can still take on the role in the DOJ. Doesn't even need Senate confirmation. Now you've managed to tee off the president, his appointee, his plan B. Great job, Team Chaos. They got 127 likes. I Love American News says, Senator or Special Counsel, can you imagine Matt Gaetz with the power of Jack Smith? Yeah, Matt Gaetz with the laser eyes, and it's a quote apparently from Elon Musk saying, quote, Gaetz will be our hammer of justice. And that got 154 likes. And A+ for creepy marketing. You see this, I mean, it's funny, people do it like because they think it's cool. To me, it always looks creepy. The Trump campaign, or people on the left and the right do this. You had Biden when they were calling him Dark Brandon, which apparently was an accolade. They had a lot of pictures of Biden where he had laser eyes, which I guess that can be a compliment or a detriment depending on I guess famous superheroes would be Superman and what was that one? The one that's homeschooled Superman. I think his name is Homelander. He didn't go to public school. I'm pretty sure the whole premise of the show is he's homeschooled. Presumably that's what the whole thing is about. I wouldn't know because I'm part of the 1% that does not have Amazon Prime. Though I do have YouTube suggested videos, so I know like 1 or 2 things about it. JD Sharp says, quote, replace Jack Smith with Matt Gaetz and send him in after the deep state, getting 120 likes. We also have Donald Trump Press Relief's comment account, talking about a long profile name, says Gaetz is where Trump needs him, not in Congress, but in the fight, getting 92 likes. JCT says, what the hell? Someone makes sense of this. Maybe not an elected member, so that leaves him off a Senate appointment as well, getting 23 likes. Shannon says he's going to expose everyone, and I'm here for it. Go Gaetz, getting 80 likes. Let's see. Mike says Special Counsel Gaetz in the future, question mark, getting 23 likes. Hasty Media says this played out very much differently from what I was hoping for. I hope this is the plan, getting 40 likes. One Bad Dude says, we stand with you, Matt, getting 91 likes. And here we'll actually jump to Matt Gaetz tweeting out just a GIF, or GIF, I don't know how you pronounce it, to be frank. And it's just is it the Florida flag? And someone, who is this? Is responding to Anthony Sabiti, says Matt Gaetz should be our next governor of the state of Florida, which, spoiler alert, if DeSantis doesn't step down, I'm pretty sure it's not until 2026 in terms of election cycles. And DeSantis is termed out. After 2026, or he finishes his current term, he can't run again. But, I mean, unless Trump has big plans for DeSantis, I'm not sure why he would leave the role prematurely. And again, being Florida, Matt Gaetz probably has a high propensity of winning. If you look at the culture, look at the politics of Florida, I wouldn't be surprised. But I guess that'd be a little bit interesting. But again, DeSantis has done a pretty exceptional job. I mean, you have to have a pretty compelling reason to have him leave that position. Scrolling down more and more, you have America Pop Bear saying, quote, we haven't seen the last of Matt Gaetz. Trust the process, getting 56 likes. Gunther Eagleman says, quote, let's get it done. How can I help? Getting 210 likes. Paul Zazupa says, quote, I endorse this wild dream. Make Florida even more MAGA. Make it deep, deep red. Getting 112 likes, which, that could happen. I mean, it is fascinating to see the changes in politics and cultures throughout our lifetime. I mean, there was a time when Florida was kind of a flip, a coin toss. I mean, and even before that, it was a blue state. And now, I mean, look at the 2020, the most recent election. Well, pretty much every county in the United States is red. Only the the cities are blue. You also have Cat Turd saying, do it, getting 982 likes. Valentina Gomez says, I knew it. Let's get it. Florida man built for the battle, which, Florida man, that is such an amalgamation of the most bizarre, hilarious things that encapsulates Florida. I mean, it would be, no one would ever do this. It would not be prudent or good politics. Would it be hilarious if Matt Gaetz would just have a compilation of commercials of himself doing things like a Florida man would in the most pejorative, hilariously stereotypical ways? I don't think we might not get him elected, but I don't know, it'd be funny as hell. AKA says, I believe, getting 44 likes. The Red-Headed Libertarian, A+ for marketing, you know exactly what she's all about, says yes, please, getting 144. Let's make it 145 likes. The Texas one says absolutely, getting 21 likes. Jane says Matt Gaetz for governor of Florida, getting 47 likes. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of support behind it. But again, why would DeSantis leave? And again, this is anecdotal evidence, just looking at X Twitter and the feedback there. But let me know. Do you think Matt Gaetz would be better positioned as governor of Florida? Do you think DeSantis would be? Maybe he'll join some type of position with Trump. And do you think that'd be more prudent for the party? Let me know what your thoughts are, because as always, be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Now, going over to the business blunder of the day, you have Jaguar. Copy Nothing continues to flop epically, which perhaps this may very well be the business blunder of the year, second only to Bud Light, which, in terms of negative return on investment, wins Business History Award for being the worst thing without putting the company out of business, where Alicia Hireschild, the VP of Marketing at Bud Light, well, she hired Dylan Mulvaney, a trans activist, for $185,000 to subsequently lose $1.12 billion in Bud Light sales. Going from the number one beer 20 years in a row to now being number two later by a long shot to Constellation Brands, which they own Modelo, which again is separate from Anheuser-Busch InBev, only in the U.S. Now, Jaguar thought it'd be a good idea to hire a DEI advocate, leftist, who, well, put out a, very androgynous commercial that did not show the product, but showed a lot of non-binary people claiming to copy nothing, copy nothing. Hilariously, they looked like a bastardized San Francisco Apple ad from the 80s. Well, the original Apple ad that was a inspiration from George Orwell. They had holding a sledgehammer. They copied that. They also just looked like a bizarre bastardized fashion show from San Francisco on Mars. And yes, they never showed the product in that little commercial. Now, they continue this with what looks like to be a rendering from a bastardized Atari 2600. It's not even the higher grade one with the 5200. It's the OG 2600. Now this comes straight from, I was about to say the horse's mouth, more like the donkey's mouth. If we were to think about it. I mean, what used to be a proud British brand, being a Jaguar, I mean, pretty sure donkey would be a more appropriate name for them now. And again, straight from their X Twitter account, and they say, quote, December 2nd, 2000, that's how I know they're European. It's the 2nd of December 2024. In America, we would say December 2nd, 2024. It says Miami, copy nothing. I mean, I don't know anyone who would want to copy this because it's so stupid. It looks like, what is this, a piano? I don't know what part of the car that is. Maybe a bastardized tailfin or something. But yeah, it looks like the keys on a piano spray painted teal, but there's no black keys. Or maybe it's just part of an accordion? Presumably this is part of the car. And again, they're going all EV, which people thought Jaguar was unreliable before. Oh dear God. It is going to be a shit show for all 18 people who buy the product. I'm kidding. Maybe 19 people will buy it. Now, this went almost pretty viral. Got 704, almost a quarter, oh no, more than 3/4 million views and 2.3 thousand likes. So that ratio is terrible. Yeah, awful. Worse than, yeah, makes my videos look like it, I mean, look like a staple of success in comparison. One of the first comments comes from Stephen Hill saying, "Are you making pianos now?" Got 1.7 thousand likes. Jaguar says, "We clearly stuck a chord." So at least they had one funny response. They've been failing pretty, oh, in general, they've been failing for weeks when it comes to this marketing initiative, with most of the responses being just wait or copy nothing. They also have Peter saying, "Nice. What is it?" Getting 187 likes. They say, "Can't give it away," which he should have just said a crappy car. Artemis Perot says, "I do hope this isn't going to be a disappointment," getting 388 likes. It will be. Jaguar says, "One thing for sure, it'll make an impact." Yeah, I can't disagree with that because, yeah, it's going to be a pretty negative impact. Their sales have been going down pretty bad past 5 years. I mean, they only even sell 50,000 cars these days. And granted, they're not a major volume manufacturer like Honda, Toyota, or General Motors. They are more boutique, more specialized. But again, 5 years ago, they were selling about 96,000 cars. Then every year they seem to go down by 10,000. They did increase by like 2,000 from like last year to this year. But also, don't forget, their sales are so bad with the current product line that they shut down factories for about a year because there's so many vehicles just collecting dust at dealerships because no one wants to buy them. The Wizard Ronin says still gay, getting 42 likes. Wizard Ronin also says electric razor for men's legs, getting 38 likes. Tomaz Parzewski says really, he says copy nothing for the weird commercial where you have the, still don't know if this is a African American man or woman with a fro, where you have the 90-degree angle chunked, like, chopped out of the hair, and it looks like some type of, I forgot what, I'm sure it's a pop culture TV show where they have a guy who has the same hairstyle. And yeah, that got 2.1 thousand likes. George Stanley says, "Copy nothing. You mean copy the same woke branding every company has been doing for the past 10 years. Got 1.5 thousand likes. We're the one like needed to get it over the top. Let's see here. Going down more and more. Jack Montgomery says, even Ryanair is laughing at Jaguar, guys. This ad campaign is over. Oh my gosh, that's funny. So someone did, Aircraft Spotter says, really looking forward to Ryanair's new first class. And it's inside of a plane where they all are just lawn chairs. And Ryanair responded saying, copy nothing. Got 1.3 thousand likes. Let's see here. Julia says, just mockery, nothing more. Cheers, y'all. And Jaguar boss says the criticism of the new advertisement is vile hatred and intolerance. The car maker's chief says the company must move away from traditional automotive stereotypes to succeed. Morons. Don't get me wrong, they'll get some sales in San Francisco, but no, when it comes to the heritage of a handcrafted, beautifully engineered, British car, no, it's gonna be a Chinese. Again, they're owned by a Chinese company. It's gonna be Chinese rebranded BYD or some crap like that. It's not going to be the beauty handcrafted like the E-Type was way back in the day. And definitely not going to be a sports car. I got 463 likes for that. Talos King says, from a brand of luxury and elegance to a pile of woke nonsense, getting 434 likes. Mick Heart Attack says, Jaguar, change your marketing team, getting 1,000 likes. Delder Paul says, I promise no one will copy you, getting 805 likes. Yeah, fact check, true. David James Chaplin says, your brand is in tatters, your customers are quitting. You're risking your company. Pull the plug. Getting 961 likes. I'll give it an extra like. Hopefully that was also a pun intended since they are planning to go all EV, which, yeah, again, the adoption rate for EVs is decreasing, especially in the United States. And yeah, if you want a sports car or a luxury car, most people aren't getting an EV. Now, Nick Hurt also says, copy nothing except advertisements from 1984, which, again, this is the famous Apple commercial where, again, they were, I believe, was that the Super Bowl commercial? They risked everything they put everything on the line for that commercial, and it was radically different. Now, a lot of people critiqued it because, like this, they also didn't show the darn product, but it was, at the time, unique. You had the person running with a sledgehammer, you're going to throw it George Orwell Big Brother screen talking. And yes, right now you have the Jaguar team where you have the androgynous, what is it? The androgynous, you can't tell, androgynous? What is it? You can't tell if it's a man or a woman, holding what looks like to be a plastic sledgehammer spray painted yellow. Granted, don't blame him for that because the person looks to have a lack of muscle tone that would not actually allow them to pick up a real sledgehammer. That got 825 likes. Asher Hope says copy nothing, and they have the new Jaguar. So they show the logo on the car. It looks like maybe the charging port, but it looks just like the Puma logo, which that's kind of funny. Got 536. Let's make it 537 likes. HC says, do I pass the Jaguar as a Jaguar customer? It's a dog with a unicorn costume. It says my pronouns are he, her, they, them. And 313 likes. A lot of people comparing them to the ineptitudes of Bud Light. Jaguar says copy nothing, and someone has a photo compilation of sorry it's been done, and it compares them to the Teletubbies, getting 212 likes. Harpy says April 1st, 2025 would be a perfect launch date. It's already a joke, getting 322 likes. I can see that. What is this? Man, a lot of people comparing him to Sam Smith. A lot of people comparing it to a Lennox air conditioning unit, which would arguably be much more reliable than any Jaguar manufactured. But yeah, in terms of the artist renderings that they've leaked thus far, it looks, yeah, like an air vent or, an air conditioning unit. So not great. And trying to see if there's anyone. There's really no contrarian comments like sticking up for the brand, so to say, or saying, good idea, it looks cool. But yeah, I can't help but think, I don't know how they turn this thing around. A lot of people comparing the parent company stock going down, which is Tata Motors, which, again, single variable analysis can be really precarious. Their sales are also piss poor. Again, their sales are so slow, they took a year off, which I can't think of any successful car company that's ever done that in history. So culturally speaking, I mean, they continue to be the ongoing business blunder, and they're not pulling out this nosedive. Now, thankfully, someone has actually nice and Googled some of the original manufacturer Jaguar vehicles, which, again, they look like pieces of art. I mean, shoot, here's the original one. You got a nice, sexy gal next to a more recent Jaguar coupe sports car. Looks pretty cool. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the sales, how are the sales when they come out. When, again, there's a lot of competition in EVs. Your brand is known for, I mean, it used to be handcrafted luxury, but, I mean, I just don't see it happening. But and you see a lot of these big companies are actually moving back on what there used to be their commitment, saying they're going to go all in on EVs. But a lot of them are actually pulling back, saying, well, maybe not so much, because they see the consumer sentiment, and hopefully, fingers crossed, governments will stop being so totalitarian and pushing it down our throats. Hopefully, we see that as well. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. But I gotta say, Jaguar continuing to flop with this terrible advertising campaign and copy nothing. You certainly continue to be the business blunder of the day. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.